The internet is here.
And we are back once again to talk about another Avengers film, Dan.
Yay!
You're so excited for it, I can tell.
You know how I am in this universe, right? It's kind of one of those universes.
It's almost like you know how depressing the end of this movie is, considering what you're wearing. Like you're in like depressive mode, like wearing your dressing gown whilst we're on air.
I'll be honest with you, I got a little bit too cold earlier. Now I'm sweating, but I don't want to take it off when there's a camera pointed at me because I'm worried of what you're going to be seeing.
I mean, you've got like the Cookie Monster on your t-shirt as it is. I mean,
yeah,
like, dude, flaunt it.
Yeah, you know, absolutely. Who doesn't want a bit of that?
Cookie. No, but honestly, on a serious note, Dan, saw what you're heating out. I'm freezing in here.
Look, nothing wrong with the heating. It detected that the sun was out and decided not to bother.
Wow, yeah, what can you do, eh?
But if you are that cold, I'll more than happily run the shower on you.
All right, yeah, let's not... It's getting weird now. Anyway, let's crack on with said film, because we are indeed talking about another Avengers film, aren't we?
Unfortunately for me, yes. The reason why I say that is because you just made a month of it.
What is the theme of this month again, Dan?
So this theme is Massive March.
So that means we're talking about films that made big bucks, right?
Big bucks!
Again, that's the first, but not the last, of the Toy Story 2 references for this review, no doubt.
I'm just going to keep referencing Toy Story 2. It's a great film.
I welcome it.
It's a great film.
I love that film too.
I've got some news for you, by the way, on that later on, but I'll save it for a bit later.
Okie dokie. So, continuing on with the Avengers theme, we'll be talking about the third Avengers film today, which is Avengers Infinity War, which came out in 2018. And let's get the milestone out of the way now. This film at the box office made $2.052 billion on a budget of 325 to 400 million. So yeah,
that's just stupid numbers, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, like, don't even ask me to do the math on that, but I'm sure, you know, like, you can probably do it in your head, but we won't even.
I've got a calculator here. I'm not really that smart.
I mean, I wouldn't even have any luck with the calculator.
This is actually the Smarties collectible from Easter egg years ago.
And that's such a you thing to own.
It is. I had to patch it though, unfortunately. Had a heart transplant.
It's almost like you're selling it, like you're holding up, like, yeah, available on eBay.
Welcome to QVC. Yeah.
Anyway, back to the movie at hand. So Avengers Infinity War. This film and the first Avengers film are peak MCU for me. They're both genre-defining epic blockbusters that are basically the Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back of the modern age. It would be bold to state that this isn't necessarily a film about the Avengers, which kind of shakes it up a bit.
That does shake it up a bit, because you'd expect an Avengers film to be about the Avengers.
You would. You certainly would, but...
I would.
This is a film about Thanos, first and foremost, who's the main bad guy in the film. It just so happens to be a Thanos film that has the Avengers in it to an extent. It's kind of a weird role reversal.
They were hanging around, so I thought, I might as well jump in.
Yeah, we'll just throw the Avengers in, why not? Which I'm totally fine with, because Thanos is the best villain the MCU ever gave us. You understand his plan, you feel for his strained relationships, and you truly believe this guy is committed to his cause. You know, he hasn't just got a plan of, I'm going to take over the world and that's that. No, there's more to it. There's more to it than that. You know, like, his plan is he wants to collect 6 Infinity Stones and then put them in a magic glove, and then snap his fingers and then vanish half of all life away, because he grew up on a planet which was overpopulated and everyone died because of it. So that's his plan. He wants to wipe out half of all life to save the other half.
You mentioned Thor was pretty heavily featured in this. Was Thor just like an I alone hold information onto? Oh, I've missed.
Thor really goes. Thor. We will get to Thor.
Okay.
Thor goes on like the hero's journey, but we will get to that.
He doesn't go to Costa or Starbucks, does he? No, I have a feeling he'll be banned.
Yeah. Thor doesn't get on too well in cafes, but we won't go there. All of the Avengers in the film, there's like at least 20 characters plus in this film, and that's just the good characters. They kind of take a back seat for Thanos to shine, but it is totally worth it. Ultimately, this is a film that should not have worked because of the amount of characters and various worlds involved. But yet, somehow, Dan, it does. It actually works. It shouldn't, but it does. You go from Earth to space to Wakanda to Titan in a matter of 30 minutes, and yet it doesn't feel rushed in the slightest.
Okay.
Like 4 different key locations, but there is a lot of jumping around, but it all kind of flows really, really well, you know? The team is basically split into 2 fractions throughout the film. You have the Titan team, which consists of Iron Man, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, Star-Lord, Drax, Mantis, and Nebula. Stop me if you know who any of these characters are, by the way.
Doctor Strange, I think you said that I looked like him once, or did you dress me up as him once?
I'm sure it wasn't Gollum.
I'm not sure.
No, I remember when you watched Lord of the Rings, you said you looked like Gollum.
I felt represented on screen, okay? That's a rare thing to happen.
We need to find the character that you most look like in the Avengers, but we'll get to that.
I mean, we've done it with Bluey.
That's true, yeah. You do love your Bluey. I know a lot of people now who seem to like Bluey.
Don't fight it.
What, embrace it? Is that it? Embrace it. Embrace Bluey, is that it?
Embrace it. It's 5 minutes in length, you'll survive.
Oh, God, yeah, I don't know.
Plus, we've got to love the Australians.
Yeah, support them, eh? Support them down under.
Support 'em, mate.
Is that your accent?
That was it, that's as far as it goes.
Very good, very good. I commend you. And then you have the, in contrast to the Titan team, you have the Wakanda team, which consists of Captain America. Stop me if you know any of these, by the way.
Okay.
Captain America, Bruce Banner, Thor, Rocket Raccoon.
I don't know them personally, by the way.
Oh, you don't? Oh, you're not pen pals? Okay.
Unfortunately not.
You've got Rocket Raccoon, you've got Groot, Black Widow, Black Panther, Winter Soldier, Falcon, War Machine, Scarlet Witch, and Vision. I favour the Titan team during the whole ordeal, as there is less of them, and they have more screen time with the main villain, which is obviously key when the main villain is the main focus of this film.
Yeah, you wouldn't want the main villain to just run off to the hairdressers and be like, I'll be back at the end of the film, guys.
But Thor is my favourite Avenger in this film, as he goes on the hero's journey right from the get-go and comes closest to stopping Thanos, with tragic, disastrous results, by the way. They're like, this is a film. Don't you hate it when you watch a film and then like it all builds up to nothing and like, oh, there was nothing to worry about. The heroes were always going to win. Well, shit actually goes down in this film, Dan. And I was left in a very, very quiet theatre when it finished. Let me tell you that.
Wow.
Yeah. Thor has some pretty great scenes with Rocket, as well as the tragic ending to the film, where the weight of the world is on Thanos' shoulder. No, sorry. The weight of the world is on Thor's shoulders, just like Thanos' head is unfortunately still on his shoulders. Which, if you'd have probably chuckled at that if you'd seen the film. It's kind of an in-joke, but never mind. It's wasted breath on you. I get that, Dan. It's fine.
Honestly, if it's not made for toddlers, it's wasted on me.
Pretty much.
Just because that's where my IQ's at.
Yeah. Where was Bluey, eh? He could have stopped Thanos, eh? Imagine that. What? Well, that shows how much I fucking know, doesn't it? There's me trying to show interest in Bluey.
To be fair, I thought the same thing.
At least I was trying to show interest in Bluey, but I got the gender wrong. Never mind.
Slight problem to make.
Yes, yeah.
But then again, it's 2025. So.
That's true, yeah. Things are only on the up. Gamora is a key character to the film as well, as she holds the biggest connection to Thanos out of the entire massive ensemble cast of characters. The previous Guardians films did really set up this relationship and got it established beforehand, because this is where that relationship really comes to fruition. Adopted father, adopted daughter. There's going to be a strange relationship there, but things take a turn for the worse throughout this film. Again, I'm really, really trying to tread carefully around spoilers here, because I know this is a film that's been out.
I was going to say, you are.
It's a film that's been out for what? Yeah, nearly 8 years now. But
the thing with the Avengers titles is, it's one of those that a lot of people are aware of, but not a lot have seen. As you mentioned to me,
I think going by the box office numbers, a lot of people have seen them.
Well, yeah, a lot of people have seen it, but you know what I mean.
But you haven't, so that's why.
I haven't, so it's a culture shock.
Never mind.
Oh well.
So to close, Dan, the MCU will never recapture the anticipation that preceded this truly spectacular blockbuster. It is full of thrills, emotional gut punches, and crowd-pleasing moments right from the beginning, and words cannot describe how excited I was to see it on opening night back in 2018. I arranged for 18 of my friends to join me at the screening, which only added to the big event movie feel to it. This movie is a perfect blockbuster. And on that note, Dan, I'm giving Avengers Infinity War a big fat 5. It's not my favourite Avengers film. I still prefer the first one, but I cannot deny that this film is a perfect blockbuster.
I mean, you put 5 on it. So it did a lot of improving from 2.
Oh, yeah. 2 felt like a lot of filler. And I think we touched upon that last week, didn't we? How like the second film just felt like it was filling in the gaps. But this film, like, shit hits the fan. Shit gets real. I think I compared it to Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, didn't I? In that, like, you know, like how Voldemort comes back at the end. Like, shit gets real at the end, just like shit gets real at the end of this one. Yeah. And then the next Avengers film, which we're going to be talking about next week, Avengers Endgame, that film is like, let's just say that's like the last Harry Potter film, where everything needs to end. You know?
Okay.
So,
well, you think you've been really clever by filling it out with all Avengers films, but you've actually got one more.
After next week?
Yeah.
All right. I'll have to fish out another $1 billion film.
A shame, actually, because I don't actually see you on April Fool's Day, and you're such a target for that. You're such a target.
Dan,
for
I'm
that.
the biggest fool going.
I'm aware. Right. Well, anyway, on that note, thank you, Tommy.
Well, it's another Avengers film down, isn't it, Dan? But I am very excited. Do you know, like, these previous Avengers films reviews that we've done, I actually wrote the reviews for them way back, like months or even over a year ago, maybe. But Avengers Endgame, the review for that, I only wrote the other day. So it's still fresh in my mind. Yeah. So it's a fresh review, that one. So I'm looking forward to going down that route.
We like fresh. We do like fresh. And of course, fresh is something we do here every Monday. And you can get that here on YouTube. But you can also get that over on Letterboxd. Tommy, tell the people what they want to know.
Yeah, you guys know how to follow us. We go through the same old drill every week. Larkins95, Dan Moore Radio. You know where you can find us. I mean, you can find me on Letterboxd. I mean, we always say this every week.
Look,
as well.
I'm findable.
Dude, you need to do a review. Honestly, please, just do a review, even if it's a review for Toy Story 2. But not A Bug's Life 2, because that doesn't exist.
It's a 2 movie, but it's not A Bug's Life 2.
No, honestly, I'd really like to read a review from you on any of the Pixar films.
I know you'd like to read it, and that's why you're having to wait for it.
You're waiting for my birthday, aren't you?
I am, yeah.
And that's when you're going to drop it.
That's when I'm going to drop it. But, you know, everyone... Do you know, I got a lot of traction from one of the reviews I put on the SpongeBob movie. I just put, 5 words on there, and people have just lost their minds.
See? Less is more sometimes, I will admit that.
Well, it's a quote that I use on Steve every time I see him.
Understandably so.
Every time I take him out for burger and fries, he'll always tell me what burger he would like to order, and I've always asked him with cheese, and it was not until he saw the movie he was just like, for God's sake.
Producer man Steve.
Well, that's a line in the film. With cheese, Mr. Squidward, with cheese.
I'm sure. I believe you.
Well, you should do, because you've seen it, you plank. Well, anyway.
One time you sat me down for that movie, and...
Why? Do you want me to sit you down for it again?
No.
Didn't think you did.
Once was enough. 2.5 stars out of 5, and you're lucky it got that from me. Anyway.
Hey, it's better than Cars.
Yes.
Yay!
Yes. Yeah, you're right about that.
I win!
You're right about that.
I always have the last laugh. You know that.
Oh,
I
yeah.
always win. I always win.
It's always the way.
Anyway.
Always the way.
Anyway, right. You know what to do. The notification bell, subscribe, all that jazz here on YouTube. Letterboxd, you know that. We just told you that. And next week, same time, same place here on YouTube. And, of course, Tom has already told you what he's reviewing. But... he's miscalculated the month, so we're going to see what he does on the 31st.
Yeah, I'm just saving something big for the big finale, that's all. It was by no means a mistake.
We're pros.
Yeah.
Right, we'll see you later on, guys. Have a good one.
Have a good week, everyone. Take care.